Welcome back to the 4 o'clock show. The Beatles Tribute Band Britishmania coming to Beau Rivage next Wednesday to perform during Cruising the Coast. I talked to John Ferris, who portrays John Lennon, about the group's show.
Take a trip back in time with Britishmania.
John Ferris, Britishmania, coming to Beau Rivage for Cruising the Coast. It's so good to see you, John. Take us back to the beginning. When and how did you guys get started with Britishmania?
Oh boy,
that's a tough
that
one.
goes back to maybe around 2000. It was just an idea of maybe a couple of guys getting together and learning some songs. That's about all. That's how it started out. But it kind of went from that to a few guys that were a little more serious about, doing a band. And I was like, I don't think I want to do a band. I'm not 20 years old anymore. So we actually started working together, the original guys, and we worked together for about a year and learned a lot of music. And then they decided they didn't want to do anything anymore because I had visions of doing an authentic Beatles tribute with the costumes, with the correct guitars, amplifiers,
and that's
on-stage
exactly,
banter.
If you don't mind me cutting you up, and that's exactly what Britishmania is. I mean, you covered the Beatles through all the periods and eras, from the British invasion to Let It Be, and I imagine there are costume changes and everything, right?
Yeah, we do up to 5 costume changes that cover all those areas from '62, when the Beatles were just getting going in Liverpool, and then they made it big in '63, and then '64, they come over to America and everything explodes from there. So we try to bring that authenticity to our shows with the multimedia video, high definition stage images to make it look like the Beatles are actually on, that particular stage during that era. And we tell that story and with authentic commercials from that time period. So it really takes people back to that time, those of them that can remember that time.
Yeah. Now, do you find that when you guys perform, it's mostly folks who grew up with the Beatles, or do you see that you're kind of maybe reaching out to a different generation who, didn't really know the Beatles intimately, but are familiar with their songs and they kind of dig the music?
Yeah, I mean, very much so. I mean, in the beginning, it was, more the older folks and, they grew up with the Beatles. Now it's the kids and grandkids of those people who love the music still. They come to the shows, and we're seeing a whole new generation of people that are still interested in this music. And it's so funny and ironic, the Beatles haven't been together for 54 years.
Is there a lot of pressure, and we only have a few seconds left, to pay tribute to what some consider the greatest band of all time?
I don't feel pressure. I feel that I'm very lucky and fortunate and humble about bringing this great music to people. And, my job is to educate them and entertain them. So that's what we try to do.
And you're going to love the Beau Rivage Theater. It's Britishmania coming to the coast for Cruising the Coast. John Ferris, who portrays John Lennon, thanks so much for being with us.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And you can catch that show at the Beau Rivage Theater next Wednesday. That's October 9th. The show gets underway at 6 p.m. To purchase tickets, all you have to do is go to Ticketmaster.com.